Hey gang, got something to do today. You know, I've got a bunch of mentors. Some are still with us, and some have gone to better places, like Jim Rome, like Paul J. Meyer. Some are hanging around there like Darren Hardy. But I got a special one today, and I put it down on my list that I want to thank him while he's still moving and a kicking and a roaring. He's a kid, what we call a Gen Y. I'll tell you about him. I was at a convention last year, about this time. Vima convention. It was a good convention. And I was kind of sitting over the corner where the old people sit. And something happened that day. Over in the back of the room, a bunch of kids showed up. You know, between 18 and 30. We call them the Gen Ys. And they were in their best bib and tucker and trying to behave. And in the middle of them was one that kind of stood out. And I kind of, at the break, eased back and was listening to him. He was excited and he was talking to kids and he was talking about everything. And all he talked about was pushing them up and the opportunity that they had. And he got to talking, he was all excited. And I overheard him one time talk about the 300 mile. And somebody said, they mean the 4-minute mile. And he didn't even stop. And he talked about we all could be sitting in those big black chairs. Today, I'm going to go back to when I was in the 3rd grade. I had a teacher in Middletown, Ohio, called Ethel Reno. And you couldn't get to the 4th grade until you memorized a poem. And I never will, as long as I live, forget that poem. I got to the 1st grade. Poor old Albert Hogson is still in that room because he couldn't memorize the poem. Today I want to dedicate that to my favorite mentor, my Gen Y, to Alex, the Buckeye Morton. Here it is, and I kind of thank Edgar A. Guest for letting me kind of take off on it a little bit. Somebody said that it couldn't be done. But Alex with a chuckle replied, well, maybe it can't, but I'm going to be one who's not going to say so till I try. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. No golly, if he worried he hit it. He started to text and iPad and iPhone and iPod and Android and Skype and Scoop and Voodoo and all that kind of stuff. Stuff I've never even heard of. And he started to sing as he tackled that thing that couldn't be done. And you know what? He did it. Somebody scoffed, hey, you'll never do that. You've got as much chance of doing that as a man has walking on the moon. At least nobody else has ever done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of that chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quitting, he started to sing as he tackled that thing that couldn't be done. And you know what? He does it. He did it. He's doing it. And he wants you to do it. And he finds 2 to get 2 to do it too. Oh, there are thousands to tell you, Mr. Alex, it can't be done. You got as much chance of doing that as a man has walking in the moon. Besides that, that's one of those pyramids, multi-level, network marketing things. You don't want to get involved with that. You need to get a good job. There are thousands to point out to you all the dangers that wait to assail you. But you Gen Ys, as Alex says, just buckle right in with a bit of a grin and take off your coat and your hat. Just as you sing, you'll tackle that thing that can't be done. And you know what? Alex will tell you and I'll prove it to you. Just do it. I say again, you can do it. Just do it. If Bob can, you can. Hey, if you like what you hear, tell 2. Until next time, if Bob can, you can. .com. Thank you, Alex, for being my hero.